My name is Joaquin and I serve on the events board for National Youth Pride Services. I currently live in California, but at this moment right now I am visiting my family for the holidays in Chicago. The holidays brings a lot of things to mind, brings a lot of people together. Usually that's sort of a familiarity that people have, and that varies from person to person. Some people claim to their friends. Whatever it is, it's all circumstantial. And I'm here today to talk about the joys and woes of the holidays, one of the December event that we are pushing through. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about some of the things that people face. You know, everyone's challenges is unique to their own, and one person's challenge isn't the same as anyone else's. And I think now is a good opportunity to share our experiences with everyone, and I want to invite everyone to share things, the joys and woes of the holiday season that they've had. And I want to tell you about my personal experience with this. It must have been about 8 years ago. If anyone's familiar with the series, The Chronicles of Narnia, would understand that it's actually a pretty much a Christian fantasy-based novel. And the alternative, or the echo to that, was a series called The Golden Compass. And The Golden Compass had a movie, came out, like I said, 8 years ago, and it was basically like an atheistic message. Didn't really talk about that in the movie. It was very weird. I mean, there was polar bears fighting, and that was pretty awesome. But I saw that movie with little to no knowledge of what all that meant, pertaining to the atheistic messages, I mean. But I saw the movie in theaters with some friends, and the family I was with was even, heavily Christian. And on the car ride home, they didn't even talk bad about it. So I didn't give it a second thought about anything like that. But a month later, I went to go visit my father in Texas, and we're at a party, and he was drinking, and it came up that I saw this movie, and he was very, very upset at me. He told me that that movie's bad, it was made by an atheist, I have to repent, I have to pray, and this is all in the car ride home. And so we get to his apartment, and again, it starts where he starts berating me and yelling at me and calling me a sinner and all this stuff. It was pretty bad. It's pretty bad, and I remember just being in tears and crying about it because I didn't do anything wrong, man. I just watched the movie. It was cool. Polar bears fought, and I didn't even see any bad messages. And he said to me, "Son, I want you to pray with me." And I thought, and I responded, I don't want to pray, Dad. I feel that would make me a hypocrite because I didn't do anything wrong. And he just kept persisting, "Son, I want you to pray. I need you to pray with me." And I said, "I don't know, Dad. I don't really believe in that type of stuff, really, especially if I didn't do anything wrong." And he kept pressuring me. And I said, "Yeah, I'm non-religious in the sense that I still believe in a higher power, but not through the Catholic Church." And he got very violent and started shaking and screaming and swearing at me and threatened to kick me out of his apartment. Now, I was 14 at the time. The rest of the family that I had lived at least an hour drive away. So I had no friends, family was away, I had no money, and he threatened to kick me out solely on the premise that I didn't want to pray, I didn't want to seek forgiveness for something that I didn't even do. And we got into a really bad, heated argument. I was crying, he was yelling at me. Thank God that he didn't actually kick me out, because I didn't know where I would have gone at that time. And the past week and a half I've been in Chicago, I keep reflecting on how lucky I am for that. How lucky I am to experience that. How lucky I am to experience something like that. Because I know there's all sorts of people that experience that worse and actually get thrown out of their homes at an early age and have, like I said, no friends or family's distant or maybe no family at all. and also no money if they're young enough, and they have very little resources available. So part of this campaign for December, the joys and woes of the holidays, is I really want to invite everyone in NYPS to share the stories that they've had, that maybe we can reach out and help people or hear other people's stories. You know, I've had peers that they're out of state. They don't live in the same state as their parents, so they don't have a home to go to at the holidays, or they do. You know, it's like a trip and a half to get back to a neighboring state, or even a state that's 3 over. You know, I even have some peers that don't have family at all. They don't even have homes. So I realize that I'm blessed in what I have, and I want to invite all of you to share your stories, the stories that you've experienced and you've had in your lifetime, that talk about both the joys and the woes of the holidays. Thank you for listening. My name is Joaquin again, currently in California by the way of Chicago,